This is Randy with VoicePad here to give you an overview of your new lead manager. Okay, let's start by locating your lead manager icon. And when you go to your dashboard, it is located here. It's very similar to the old lead manager in that the most recent property inquiries will be at the top of the list. Some of them may drop down as we go through the demo. What is new is the ability to track all of your property inquiries by text and by mobile website, which is in addition to the phone. Let's look at the top set of icons. On the left is the accumulated activity from all mobile lead types, while to the right is the breakdown of your lead activity by type. That would include phone, text, and mobile web. So if you only want the detail on text inquiries, you can click the text icon. It's simply a filter. The same filter also breaks down property views on your VoicePad mobile site by the user's phone number, name, or email address. We'll cover more on this momentarily. To return to the full view of leads, just click the All Activity icon. We've simplified the headers as follows. When simply means when the lead was originated. Inquiry type, how the lead was generated. Was it by phone, text, or mobile website? Who? This is the identity of the person who made the inquiry. This will be the email address or their name or their phone, which is in the next column. What includes a link to the property of interest. This will give you information such as the property, what the price was when they called in, and also a little context about the property itself. Notes. This is very similar to what we had in the previous lead manager. Simply allows you to document information on a particular buyer. Follow-up. This is a simple calendar reminder. It emails you a reminder to do something in the future for a particular buyer. For example, pick John up at the airport today at 1:45 p.m. IDX, and this is basically for our brokerage clients or larger teams. If you're using MLS data, this column gives you a visual indication as to whether this lead is on your property or if it's on a competitive brokerage's property. And of course, along with that is the ability to assign this property, which is the assignment column, to a specific agent. Okay, let's start with the left column underneath inquiry type. I wanted to draw your attention to the different types of property inquiries that can come in off this. Number one are web hits. They're indicated with the blue screen. You'll also notice that text inquiries, whether they're text keywords or actually street number inquiries, are included. And finally, you also have your phone inquiries as well. So these are the three ways that this could come into the system. Let's get a little bit more detail on the property inquiries. First of all, we have the caller ID and the information if the inquiry is by phone. We're also keeping track of the text dialogues, whether they're using an agent or a broker keyword. So this is the level of detail on the actual inquiry, and we're bringing in either email information or we're bringing in caller ID information. Okay, now we'll move over to the Who column. This is the column that indicates the identity, whether it be an email address or a phone number, of the individual who originated the lead. First, on the left side, you're going to see a letter. These letters indicate if it is an unregistered buyer or a registered buyer. That'll be indicated by a U or an R. If you see a green A, it's in your brokerage or a large team, you'll notice this is one of your agents doing the inquiry, so it's really not a lead. Or potentially you'll see a red A. This simply means that it's a competitive agent that is actually inquiring. This creates a pretty neat opportunity for recruiting. By clicking the name or the email address, this opens up a complete view of this individual's inquiries by phone, text, and mobile site. If the buyer is unregistered, you'll also see the button here where you can register the buyer as your own. To view a complete history, and this would be inclusive of all web views, property inquiries by phone and text, for this particular individual, just click the View Complete History. That's the orange button. Activity is all in one spot in chronological order, and this way you can kind of sense a complete view of how this individual is engaging, how often they're engaging, and what is their preferred method for engaging. Now, looking under the What column, usually this will include an address of a property. So if you were to simply click the address, it'll bring up a photo of the property. You can also click See a Map, gain some context on where the property is located. You'll also notice that it has the price when inquired versus the price that it is currently. This could be a really good action item to follow up with the client. So let's go down a little bit further and we'll click on a property that was a favorite. You'll notice the heart in front of it. What's interesting about this is that in order to perform a favorite, they had to actually put in an email address. So at this point in time, we would be tracking the favorites and the saved searches by email addresses, the text, the call, requests for photos, all by phone number.